Work on it. Let's work on it. Are you there? Are you there? Where are you at? That's what I'd like to know. I'm going to tell you where I'm at. Since I don't know where you're at, I'm going to tell you where I'm at. I'm sitting right here in front of you, trying to figure out the next one right thing to do. Yeah, thinking about it. I'm aching because of coming back from COVID, 45-day isolation stay. I am the United States of America, by law, congressional, judicial, mandated a proper performance by SCOTUS of the rules and laws of the United States of America. For it to be a law by Congress, it has to be voted on and approved by both the House and the Senate. And that means that I'm strictly honest and legit about where I'm coming from, which is more than I could say for other people. There's a lot of ways to tell a lie. You can tell a lie by omitting the truth, by not telling the truth that is significantly pertinent to the issue. And the issue is treason by protected government officers. All right. The first step in the process of proper procedure of the law is to be an official of the American government at any level, whether it be federal, state, city, county. If you're a government, the United States government employee, before you are employed as an employee, you have to have one semester of constitutional law. The Constitution was formed by Congress of West Virginia originally. All right. So that was it. That means the first set up was a congressional ruling, an organized structure that people were willingly participating in. All right. Check your history out. West Virginia's right back up against the Appalachian mountains, stream. Anyways, I'm screwed up because I'm not having my regular mental emotional medication, and my doctor's been removed from me, so I don't have a personal care physician to go to get a prescription for it. So I'm having to eat I'm narcoleptic, diabetic, obese, old and tired, and what can I say? Anyways, I know that they're trying to kill me by natural causes because they don't want to do an official shoot me now. They want to wait till later to do that. That's the way the organization of corruption works. What I'm trying to get across to you here is the proper process in procedure, all right, of performance of government issues. You can contact hillsdalecollege.com for one semester of free and documented certified constitutional law. I really could use my medication for a minute. Thank you. My body hurts too. I could use something. But I'm sleeping like 16, 18 hours a day because that's the way my chemistry is when emotions are involved. So if I'm slurring my words, it's because my body is rejecting my mind. Or my mind is rejecting my body. I don't know which it is. But the point I'm trying to get across here, right? You got to have that first semester of law about the Constitution before you can even apply for an employment position within the government. It's the same way with a mentor, uh, metaphysical university union. Yeah. When I do get to form it, where I'm going to be employing people at a minimum wage of 20 an hour to build a corridor from Lake Lanier up to the Great Lakes and run the water from the Great Lakes through the Eisenhower tunneling system at 1,600 feet above water level, current water level. And I'm going to be building out that system with houses and farm sections for various people who are in the metaphysical university union. And it's like a family type deal. You come help me build it, and I come help your finances about place to stay, food to eat, close to wear, future, medications, treatments, and all that. It's like a government to itself. The corridor is like 100 miles wide, with the uh, tunnel system running through the core of the peaks, of the high peaks at 1,600 feet, and then roads coming into it from the side. Yeah. Uh, I need my medication. This is to tell you about the proper process and procedure of plugging into the various government aspects, and to me, when I do get the funds from this, I'm suing for $1 trillion. A number of people who have committed treason, and the differential of the money is going to wind up coming from the United States Congress, yeah, and other businesses related to this. We're going to be building electromagnetic drive shaft powered generators, for the United States as a whole. We're going to build the big ones to power the corridor and the tunnel system, yeah, and to power the United States Department of Defense of coastal regions, for the Coast Guard, where there are laser cannons and rail cannons that are powered by electricity. Uh, and we're creating the power for the future of America. And the water that we're going to be needing, which people need water, is coming from the Great Lakes. And it's going to be passing through the corridor and through the tunnel system. And it's be going off into lakes and branches and ponds and streams and going down to form rivers. So if you have agricultural needs, water will be available to you, you know, from various sources and places other than groundwater to include now groundwater. All right, so we're gonna green it up. We're gonna chew up the trees and make lumber, and we're gonna give the mulch for fertilizer. Yeah, we're going to have agricultural uh, hydroponics within the corridor tunnel system that are going to be grow light manufactured. Going to be bees, going to be beef and pork and chicken, and there's going to have people that are going to have that on their farms also. It's like, okay, we're going to do this as a we the people deal with a banking system, the a mentor metaphysical union university and banking system, the union banking system. And we're going to have to pull in the people that can handle that part of it. I don't claim to know it all, but I'm striving to learn. I'm striving to learn more. And it's the foundation rules and laws are the 12-step program and the American Constitution. Yeah, so we're going to be putting that out there on a regular basis with everybody. And it's like, do right because it's right. People coming out of prisons, people coming out of mental institutions, old people, young people, veterans, yeah, women that are having children and don't have family and don't have money or income, and it's like, and then following this disease that Fossey created, which he's one of the people I'm going to be suing for $1 trillion. He got $350 million out of some bonuses or whatever. And it's like, okay, I am here to help the people by suing the people in government who have corrupted the government. And you know, they're throwing money at you supposedly, but they ain't doing nothing for you. They're not preparing for your future or the future of your children. So when you take on a government job, you know, your oath of office is about swearing to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States of America. Okay? So you swear, I swear to protect and defend the Constitution of America. And it's like, all right, that means you've looked at the law and you've got some responsible knowledge of it. Well, one of the first rules of law is if you have knowledge of any criminal actions, you are to report them to your superior in your jurisdictional area. Well, my jurisdictional area as an American of constitutional civil rights, not a government employee, but the premise for which the Constitution was formed to serve and protect me, the people of the state. The State Department is the people. It's not some government official or bureaucratic bullshit. All right. We, the people, is the premise of it. Okay, so now being clear on that, if you know of any act of treason, a violation of constitutional rights, of congressional rights, everything's founded on the Constitution as far as the laws go. So any violation of the law or anything that's not right, it is your responsible duty to report that to the judge of the district area, all right? And to make sure that it's reported to the President of the United States. So you've got it reported to the judge who's supposed to report it to the Supreme Court, and you're reporting it to the President of the United States. Okay. So that's, all right, so we're going into that. Now, in 1985, they took out a pigeonhole and made it a law. Pigeonhole is when they sit something back in records but don't process it. It's just sitting there waiting. So the House and Senate in agreement, determined that a private attorney general would be supported by the people, by Congress, by the Supreme Court. So the House and Senate ordered the Supreme Court to make it a law. And the Supreme Court said, sure. So it made it a law. Okay. All right. So any law that's made or redacted or omitted has to be performed through the United States Supreme Court approval. All right. So I am a private attorney general mandated by Congress of the United States of America and by the Supreme Court to properly perform the law without being obstructed by anyone for any reason. All right. So once they're made aware of the fact that I'm here to stop acts of treason, criminal performance against the people performed by business or law enforcement officials that are creating laws against the will of Congress. See, Congress is the only people that are permitted to make laws. United States Congress, not state Congress. Yeah. But United States Congress, the United States Congress makes a law, passes it down to the state, and the state says, well, we don't speak that exact kind of language. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna rewrite that same law, but we're gonna write it in our way of communicating. Well, that's not the law. When you rewrite the law, it's not the law. It may be the state law, it may be the city law, county law, but it's probably warped and deformed to make it profitable for the state, city, county, whatever. All right, but they have a right to be recognized if it can be brought before the courts. Okay, so you have a presidential knowledge of the law, and you have congressional knowledge of the law, and you have judicial knowledge of the law. You have the three forces there. Now, the thing that my deal is this. The 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, the Supreme Court of the United States over the state Supreme Court, okay, but under the Supreme Court of the United States, has written a law, and that is against the law. They are not allowed. It's an act of treason. They're not being a part of the American constitutional congressional government. They are making themselves up to be there. They're standing up there and they're thumbing their nose at you by creating a law like that. Yeah, and it's like Christopher Carr is the Attorney General for the state of Georgia, who is responsible to protect the people on the part of the state and on the part of the federal government from corruption in the laws or in corruption in business. Well, I'm going to hire Christopher Carr to be one of my personal attorneys in this issue that I'm dealing with. And I'm going to hire the David Parks White, U.S. Attorney's Office assistant prosecutor, to be also one of my attorneys. This is both of their jobs in this issue. And the judge I've selected is Justice Richard W. Story to hold a martial law military tribunal in his district court, U.S. District Court here in Atlanta, Georgia, 30303, and to review my original habeas corpus, which was seized by Julia Carnes, Chief Justice at the time, who was placed to the bench of the 11th Circuit Court of Appeal that committed the act of treason. All right. That was seizing habeas is also an act of treason. All right. So they got treason and treason and treason and treason. And now Chief Justice Roberts of the United States Supreme Court and Barack Obama both knew that treason was going on at the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals because I wrote them and told them, because the law says I am ordered to report it. So I reported it to Chief Justice. I reported it to the president at the time. All right. I reported it to records and clerks, okay, that they should perform their responsible duty in law. But they didn't. All right. So, anyways, here we're going to go with this a little further now. 1985, civil rights law came out same time as this private attorney deal that I am, and it says knowledgeable inclusion, knowledgeable of a crime that is occurring, all right, has occurred or will occur, and the necessity of reporting it and taking arms against it. All right. So that's 1985 civil rights law requiring knowledgeable to proper performance. Civil rights law in 1986 is you who are empowered with the ability and the authority to correct criminal actions that are, were, or have occurred or will occur are responsible to perform. All right. So withholding performance of the law is a criminal act of accessory. Now, when the issue is treason, knowledge of treason, accessory treason, knowledge of responsible duty to treason and not performing it is accessory treason. And treason is treason. All right. And if I don't perform my responsible duty of pursuing to prosecute treason and treasonable acts, then I make myself to be an accessory to treason. And I'll tell you what, I love this country and these people of America too much to not do right for them, by them, to them. Yeah, I mean, it's like here I am. All right. I'm on the front line and somebody's giving me COVID, trying to get me to die by natural causes. My two assigned U.S. Marshals are no longer accessible for my communication. I don't know what's happened. The U.S. Attorney's Office, it seems to be at the very top of this collusive conspiracy supporting the secretaries of state. All right. So it's okay. I'm going to help do right if nobody else does right. Now, Chris Carter, you got a job as an attorney general to protect the people. I'm recruiting you not for free, but for pay, a part of this suit factor in the positions of what I'm going to go through. So due diligence, beyond due diligence is required since it's government officials. And David Parks White, you know what I'm saying? You know, assistant prosecutor, U.S. Attorney's Office. I'm requiring proper performance of you, and you've got a salary in this too, you know, for performing legal actions and support. And like I say, all the people I sue in my list, I'm suing for $1 trillion. I don't know what they've got. They probably don't have $1 trillion, but I'm suing them for everything they got because the criminal act that they're being prosecuted for is treason. Now, what the payoff is on treason, that's up to the judge as far as time and penalty and pains and changes. There is a required minimum penalty. Okay. Yeah, I think it's something like 10 years and $10,000 fine on the minimum side. And if they're lucky, they get probation out of it of 10 years and $10,000 fine payable on a schedule. All right, so that gives a rough draft on that. All right, back to the 1985 knowledgeable inclusion. Yeah, I have already made Glenn Hirschner, as recorded in my computer system here, as knowledgeable inclusion in my transaction with him. And he's welcome to come on board and assist, and I'll provide interaction with him if he's do right. Yeah, do right is constitutional congressional law requiring proper performance of the law. You catch me doing wrong, prosecute me. But you better have something substantive if you're going to deal with me. I don't care who you are. If you're the president of the United States, whoever that is, yeah, I got a business plan to build back better, build back bigger, build back stronger, and I'm willing to donate all that I can get, from donations or whatever, into making this plan successful for people. And the 3.5 million that was offered to me by the judges of the Publishers Clearinghouse, I can't take that to leave the country and let the crime go on. I'm here because it's my responsible, mature adult duty. Oh man, I sure miss my medication for dealing and coping with this stress and anxiety in my spirit. I got this from not only COVID, which does it to people, but I had this from staghorn uric kidney stones and 2.5 years of living in the woods and sleeping in dumpsters because I couldn't trust anybody. And it's like with a morphine pump inside of me and tablets and capsules. And it's like, okay, all right, surviving how I could survive with no government assistance. I've had my food stamps seized from me. I've had uh, additional funds that were supposed to come to me as a witness victim. You know, uh, I don't know who got that money. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to prosecute all these people. Okay. So anyway, somebody who's accountable needs to prosecute. If you got abilities to prosecute, you need to prosecute. I've contacted over 300 attorneys, all right, in the state of Georgia, and I can't get one to work with me, all right, because they're afraid. Government's already taken out Supreme Court Justice uh, Anton Scalia. Yeah, I was talking with him on a curve and getting the message across to him that he was on the Hillsdale stage there a couple of times as a speaker, and the message I got from him was, "I'm going to Texas on a hunting trip, and I'll get with you when I come back." When he came back, he supposedly had a heart attack and was cremated the next day before anybody could perform an autopsy to see if he wasn't, given a shot of pure kill. All right, so then that Trey Gowdy, he seized up my documents that I sent to Congress, and then a day or two later, he got on the internet and he said that he had two marshals that were in a hotel room and they were found shot dead. Yeah, and state of Georgia governor uh, has four daughters, and one of them was engaged to a good-looking young man supposedly, and the governor was forewarned, and her boyfriend, fiance, was killed in an auto accident. Yeah, and it's like, okay, I realize these people out there are playing hardball and they're hard to catch. Well, that's all right. Don't go for it. Deal with me. Yeah. I'm old, I'm tired, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm mean, I'm nasty, I'm a sweetheart. Yeah. I help people help themselves. And if I got to go, I got to go. But I work for the God of my understanding, the God of my creative source of being. Yeah. I did not create myself. I'm a program person, 35, 35, 40 or something like that. Doesn't make any difference. 9, 12, 1985, start date of commitment. The previous 4 years, 5 years before that, before I finally made a decision to make a decision and commit. You see, until you decide, fully decide deep inside who you are, what you are, where you are, how you are, and you're willing to grow and become a better person for yourself and the world around you, you haven't decided. You're still an asshole. Yeah. So, anyways, it's like, okay. So you go through the pains and changes of living, learning, and growing. But the big deal is Glenn Hirschner is dealing with this voter prosecution thing and trying to play a game or whatever. I don't know where he's at, but I know he has knowledgeable inclusion about Volume 29, Official Code of Georgia Annotated, 2004 edition, Title 40, Motor Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 14, Electronic Speed Detecting Devices, subsection 7, page 973, all right, page 973, judicial decisions, wherein the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, all right, Supreme Court Justice, overruled the legislative code of federal regulations and then wrote a somewhat illusionary law of a case law, wrote a case law and let it get published as a law in the official code of Congress book. That's official code of Congress. It's not overruling the code of federal regulations were official codes of Congress. All right. So anyways, here we go with this. Knowledgeable inclusion makes a person accessory to treason, which is, if withheld proper performance, is act of treason. All right. Knowledgeable inclusion. But this is before the future fact, at the current fact, and after the previous fact, all the same fact in the now of criminal actions of treason. Now, before we start working on battles and shit overseas, we need to work on shit here at home. It's not right. It's just that simple. It's not right. So, my name is Richard Moore. Lowther is last name, Lowther. I am the private attorney general by congressional mandate to Supreme Court mandate to knowledgeable inclusion by the Supreme Courts and the Supreme Court of the United States. Justice overseeing me is Clarence Thomas. He is the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States in dealing with this case. So any complications upon him or Justice Richard Story or Attorney General Chris Carr or David Parks White, Assistant Prosecutor, any complications, treason. And I'll back them in every way, shape, and form, even to the point of insurrection, which, if you don't know what an insurrection is, you need to get in the law books and study them a little bit. Because our first rule of law is to protect and defend the Constitution at any cost. And if it's a criminal performance in the process, so be it. When we get to court, the judge will either prosecute or litigate to eliminate. All right, so where that young man shot those people that were trying to kill him, that were trying to riot and destroy the constitutional fabric, and he was approved by law as proper performance in the issue of the circumstances of the case, in the issue of the circumstances of that particular case. That is proper process and law of specific. You don't lump people into a thing and say, we're going to treat everybody the same. We're going to screw them all. Do whatever we want to them. I don't care who you are. If you're a police officer around me, you know me. And if you're a police officer that don't know me around me, then I'm going to help you know me because I'm going to talk to you. And if you hurt me, you hurt me. And if I hurt you, I hurt you. But you're going to make the first wrong move in dealing with me to cause me to pursue you. All right, so much for that. That's just how honest I am. Now, Jed, or can't even think of his name. You know what I'm saying? It's like I need my medication to make my brain work right. John Durham, Attorney General. I look forward to meeting you, brother. You know what I'm saying? To sitting down and talking face to face with you. For me, over a cup of coffee. And it's like, okay, we go for it and do it and make it happen. I'm here, but I got to get my title to entitlement. to performance. Now, I'm no dummy, but I still need my people to assist me. I can't walk from here to the bathroom without pain, and my feet go numb and all that when I sit very long. So I'm only good for a little time, and I've already overused my time because my feet are disappearing and my back is hurting, and I got to get with my people. Yeah, we the people oversee and make life protected. You know what I'm saying, and keep peace. And it's like this corridor with these 1.5 million people that trained and going through changes and getting good pay and all that are the ones that are going to manufacture the drive shaft power generators for everything from bicycles to aircraft carriers in the air. You know what I'm saying? It's like the power of electricity is greater in proper process performance than greater, cleaner, safer than any other form of power. Yeah. And with the right chemical composition at molecular levels, yeah, properly performed, the permanent magnets can, oh man, be super powerful. And then the configuration of interaction of the magnets to coils and interact. But anyways, that's other stuff. Yeah, and it's like YouTube has all kinds of information, all kinds of insight, education. Look up power generation, look up uh, gearings and shiftings and drives and powers, and look up inventions and look up uh, new items. Get back in there and look up and see what they got. There's so much that so many people can do. And if you get hung up into just doing technical stuff like typing and office stuff and legal documents, who's going to build the houses? You know what I'm saying? Who's going to build the buildings and oversee the proper process of the physical world? All right. So, anyways, that's what I'm doing. I'm grabbing people up and I'm using them for manpower. You know, when I go to build this thing for the National Department of Defense to protect and defend the American Constitution, to save people from the streets and the ghettos and the gutters and the gangs. You know what I'm saying? I am the future of America, because if we don't develop the future of America, then big business is going to steal it. All right. I want you to have your own property, your own vehicle, your own energy source, without being obligated to the federal government because they put a solar panel on top of your roof. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere, and you look at those contracts and you make sure they aren't buying your property in the future through their application. Yeah. All right. I've said more than I should. Yeah. I've said all the details I need to. The American Patriot Party is going to be a solid political party. And Donald Trump is definitely a board member. Yeah. I was there when he was screwed out of that position on the front end. And that was followed by my being dosed with COVID. And that was followed by my not having a doctor or medication because they want me to shut up and don't want me politicizing this prosecution that I'm going to do. Do what's right because it's right. Stick with the program of we the people. Do your best to be righteous about all that you do. And I'll do the best that I can to be righteous about providing for we the people in the future. So thank you, and see you later. I try to put one of these out every other day or every day. Yeah. But got to remember, I have to go through this censoring process of YouTube for my communicating factors. All right, and that's a day at least. All right, thank you. Bye. I hope they don't steal this from me.